The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by half of Paddy, I think. I don't know if you can hear us this week. I did listen to last week's podcast. I did say at the start, Paddy, sounds like your mic is not plugged in. 20 minutes later, he said, my mic's not plugged in. But Pete's here, Steve's here. You're all right, lads. Can you all hear? Paddy, can you hear us, Pad?
Not really.
Well, you can.
Well, you can, yeah.
What's going on?
It's a binary thing, isn't it, really? You can either hear us or you can't. I mean, there's degrees of it.
It's up here.
What the heck? It's a good start, isn't it, this? Gotta say, guys, I've made a commitment to make this podcast carbon net zero by 2030.
Cool.
Yeah, apart from Steve, of course. Steve's never going to be net zero when he's eating kebabs for £1 a packet. His output is never going to be carbon zero. Are you still into those, Steve?
I've not done one of them for ages.
Do you remember you get was it like 5 kebabs for £1? I don't know what the heck they're putting in that, but the gases coming off that at the other end will not be, environmentally friendly.
My culinary skills have come on drastically, as you can all see in my
they
WhatsApp group.
They can hardly go downhill from there. They can hardly go to, that is the bottom, isn't it? There's only one way from that, isn't it? 5 kebabs for £1. Oh, what's that, Steve? He's done a
calzone.
A calzone.
Did you buy that?
No, I made it. Made it from scratch.
You made the whole thing?
Yeah, even produced the yeast as well to make the bread.
You produced the yeast?
Steve just walked up to the picture. It looks like a dead kind of animal, sort of part of a carcass or some kind of sea. So what you've done there, Steve, I think, is just you've ordered a Domino's and folded it over, haven't you?
Yeah.
No.
There's a bit of leakage on the sides there. What is that juice in
I've never really been into calzones.
I overfilled it a little bit, so it squirted out the side a bit.
I did like calzones. We went once though. We went to we quite liked prezzo, but Megan got into it after I did calzone. But we had 3 in a row that was cold in the middle. So when do you fold it over to the start, I suppose, is it, and then cook it? Yeah,
you just got to make sure the oven's very hot.
Yeah. As opposed to what? Very cold.
Off.
Well, no.
I don't understand why this calzone is not cooking. Have you turned the oven on, Steve? No, I haven't. Because that's bad for the environment, isn't it? That'll be next. Don't switch your ovens on. It's bad for the environment.
Yeah. They're really bad. They are really bad.
Yeah. So, COP26. Have you looked into the COP26 starting this week?
I don't understand why it's 26 when the year's 21.
I don't understand why it's called COP either.
Yeah, what's COP stand for?
I don't know. I looked it up, and it's conference on P26. I don't understand any of that at the start. No. Let's make it obvious. Let's just go to climate conference 2030 or something like that, or goal 2050, because they're all different goals, isn't it? But I didn't realise all countries, 200 countries are turning up, right? And they're all setting their own goals. So it's like, what's the point of that? It's like, I mean, because before apparently they'll try and keep the warmth below 2 degrees, trying to get to pre-industrial levels 1.5 to avoid climate change. But it's amazing how many companies and countries all of a sudden now have pledged to go to net zero, isn't it? They didn't even bother with it beforehand. And even Saudi Arabia, it's the biggest oil producer in the world pretty much, saying, yeah, I know we're going to be net zero as well by 2050. If it's that easy to do, why didn't they start doing it beforehand? I mean, do people still not believe in it? I saw a guy on Twitter, and he said, I don't believe in climate change, to be honest, or COVID. And I thought, what do you actually do for a living? Yeah. And it turns out he's
Prime Minister.
No, it turns out he's a construction worker. And I thought, where are you getting your advice from? Because
sort of willful ignorance, isn't it? Like it's sort of people have it's sort of become politicised now, unfortunately. So that if you're one of those people who just doesn't like being told what to do, then you're gonna have a view against it, whether or not it makes any sense.
Yeah. Did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger actually on the weekend? In the week. He was saying people who say that it's going to damage the economy, it's rubbish. We've done it in California. We've created more jobs by doing it, and the economy's booming in California compared to, and in fact, California, I didn't realise, it's bigger than Britain. And it's got more, the GDP is British. But he said it creates jobs. So he said anyone who says it can't create jobs is either stupid or they're lying. So
but they also have a very different climate to us over there.
Yeah, but but really bad. I mean, they're lacking water. Their water droughts massively over there. So due to there's a lot of impact going on there. So they've had to do it, and they are a bit sort of
It does create jobs. I think it's probably, you need to look at the whole picture though. Unfortunately, it does sort of create jobs for highly educated people. The jobs that are like, there's no, you can't switch people from being miners to running a solar panel farm, because the solar panel farm is only going to use 3 people. So whilst it does create jobs.
What about putting up the solar panels though? That takes a lot of work, doesn't it?
Yeah, but once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but it's like
ongoing.
no, but hang on a sec. That's a bit like construction, though, isn't it? You can't say I'm a builder. Once you do a building site, it's done. You move on to the next one. There's plenty of building needs doing. Plenty of solar panels we need putting up, don't they? Sure.
Yeah, but it's like, I think if you're an educated person with lots of skills, then you're going to be absolutely fine. But not everyone is, and not everyone ever will be. So what we need to make sure is that there are still jobs and opportunities for people who are less skilled or less educated, because otherwise they just sort of get left on the scrap heap. And this sort of drive towards, and it's sort of true across automation and lots of other.
No, but automation
things that are
always
gonna
needs
be
a
happening in the
person there.
future.
But it always needs
So
a
again?
person, doesn't it? It always needs a person to look after stuff, to monitor stuff.
Yeah, but
and all that.
less people.
Yeah, but it's less people. It's not. It's just nowhere near as many
but
people.
hang on. We've had this since the dawn of time. That this is when the Luddites started throwing stones at machines. On the farms. Said, "Oh no, they're going to take over our jobs." There's always been that worry.
My point
throughout
was just
history.
when that guy says like the green economy does create jobs, like that's true, but it doesn't necessarily create lots of jobs for low skilled people. So whilst it's important to drive towards that future, we also need to bear in mind that it does tend to leave lots of people behind.
I know, but hang on. We've had this worry since the dawn of time. Honestly, since machines started ploughing the fields. Honestly, we have. And you've always need someone to monitor stuff. And even now, we can't get... In America, they're really lacking HGV drivers. Over here, we are as well. That's the kind of job that can be automated, but also need monitoring. So you get monitor stations where people will sit there and monitor these things. And it wouldn't take a lot of work to just monitor cars looking at the screen. It's ideal. It's the same thing as driving a truck, really, but just
yeah. But then you've taken like 10 drivers and you've replaced it by one person.
They can't get drivers though. That's the trouble. And most of them is conditions. Most of those guys would prefer to go and work in an office, look at drive a lorry via computer rather than actually drive a lorry. Because it's just easier.
It's not a reason not to do it, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it'll be borne out though that we are. As I said, we've had this problem throughout history when we've automated stuff, and it's never cut down jobs. In fact, the one problem we have, the biggest climate problem we have, is humans. There's too many humans. That's it.
Well, controlling population is the bigger thing. Yes.
Yeah. So how do we get rid of people?
Right, I've got a couple of ideas.
I've been knocking
Bring in the live Squid Games.
I've been knocking up a couple of ideas the last couple of yeyears. How we get rid of the biggest problem, which is humans. Did you see that guy? Have you heard of a guy called Yishan Wong? His name is. Have you heard of him?
Ishan. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the former Reddit CEO. He held positions at Facebook and PayPal, right? And he's got this. It's called Trufin or transformation. It's called. But he reckons. If you plant 1 trillion trees, it'll stop global warming. And he's looked into it. He's done the R&D. He said, we've done the R&D. 1 trillion trees has a very strong possibility of solving the climate problem above every other tech. We give carbon capture technology.
Where's he going to put them?
Well, the trouble is, 1 trillion trees, right, is the size of America and Mexico. That's how much it'll take up.
That sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Right.
But
America was like heavily forested before the English got there and cut them all down.
Yeah. But if everyone, there's some work, isn't it, for some people? If some lower skilled work, just planting trees. It'll save the planet.
We could do a good job in this country. All these sheep farms that are completely unnatural should be rewilded and turned back into woodland, and then we might be able to preach to other countries about deforestation.
Yes.
But
I'm going with that 1 trillion trees. Do you know why? Do you know why I like that thought?
No.
Well, most of those trees will probably need shelters.
See?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we arrive at Biome.
Exactly, Biome Technologies. See? No, but the thing is, we need to protect the tree, not by planting them and seeing 40% of them die. In fact, do you see that? Between 40 and 80%, depending where you are in the country, depending on the wildlife that's indigenous, that's how many trees get wasted. Up to 80%. So they need these tree shelters. And Biome came out at the start of the week, didn't they? They've done this commercial deal now with Sugargreen. Been testing it, lab testing it for a year or so. What I said to people of this is not going to be a financial make or break for them, but it didn't cost them anything. So when you do something, because they got innovation grants, so we got over 300 grand's worth of innovation grants to develop this technology. And after 3 years, because 2,500 tons of plastic every year just left in the soil due to the tree shelters. But these now break down after 3 years, and at 3 years the trees are strong enough to not be eaten by squirrels. So it's
what was that big
man,
announcement? Was that to do with that?
That was it, Steve. Yes, thanks for reading.
Okay, all right. Sure, we knew that already, though.
Didn't you? What do you mean? Well, are you reading on the RNSs, Steve? Do you actually read an RNS?
No, I didn't read that one. That's why I'm asking.
No, you didn't read that one. All the others, all the other companies that are released, not even mine, I read them.
But he didn't read that one because he already knew it.
Yeah. No point reading the same thing.
Yeah, I won't bother that one. The company I'm investing in won't bother. I know about that. I'll read stuff on oil and gas, stuff like that.
I know that new bit of news. I know about that already.
No, but
Maybe we should just kill the squirrels, and then it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, but no, it's also deer. You wouldn't kill a deer, would you?
Yeah.
No, you can't kill deer. They
Well,
love
it depends if I hit it with a car.
Loads of them. Like in Richmond Park, there's thousands of them.
But Steve,
They're an absolute menace.
I know, but I say, I don't think driving your car through woodland trying to knock deer out is an effective policy to protecting trees. I don't, Steve. Get Steve there. Driving through the woodland. Got it. I got a squirrel as well. Then got a squirrel and deer.
Hang on, I'll have it in electric mode on my hybrid. Don't worry.
Yeah, congrats to Steve. This is our anti-wildlife, sort of solving trees.
Yeah.
Steve in his car driving through the woodland, bumping along. So tree shelters. But no, the difference was, Steve, they were trialing it in the labs. They've got these machines that weather and stress these things to so you can in a lab you can test it and it'll impose 3 years worth of weather and heat and
Like those bum rollers in IKEA on the mattresses.
Yeah. Have you seen those? Yeah, they do that and they test them quickly. They do a 10,000 sort of sleeps in a month or whatever. They did that in the lab, but now
and the rest.
They've got
the rest.
But they're quite convinced that obviously that they're robust enough. The guy it's worth watching a video there, Steve. It's well produced. You're a video guy, so have a look at the video. They've done two different versions. There's a Biome Technologies and Suregreen, which is Suregreen sell about 1 million tree shelters a year. But I said it's not going to be financial. It's not a company maker financially, but it costs them nothing. So any benefit is good, and also the reputation reputation they get from it and doing it. So it's gone commercial now. So they're doing field trials. People can buy them. So that was the news really. But and I suppose they've pre-announced that anyway, didn't they? They sort of said he was going to come out, and that's why they could have. Yeah. Because they did say he was going to be field trials.
Yeah. I was expecting bigger news. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. No, you were sort of right, Steve. They had sort of flagged up, commercial field testing was going on. But Do you know what I see at the moment? Do you see crypto, right? And we'll get into that, Pad, what you're talking about. But you see some of these crypto stocks going nuts. But and also on Twitter, people will boast about their winners all the time. Very rarely do people boast about their losers, And comparisons, I think, are unhealthy. I mean, if you've got a portfolio and you see someone else doing well, I understand some people get troll-like on Twitter, don't they? Because if someone else is doing well, they'll attack them. But it's no point, right? There'll always be someone earning more money than you. In fact, that book I read a while back saying, no matter where you are, there's very, very few people in the world who can't point to someone else who's earning more money, right? And if you're linking your happiness to someone else's achievements, you'll never be happy. I saw this tweet this week, right? And I thought, I bet Jeff is not happy with that. He said, Elon Musk is now nearly $100 billion richer than Jeff Bezos. And his net worth is on the cusp of hitting $300 billion. I don't know if you saw it, Hertz. Was it Hertz, I think it was? Or 100,000 Teslas.
Yeah.
But it's worth looking at. There's a chart out there doing the rounds, basically, of Tesla's valuation stacked up against all the other car companies, and it's equal to all of them put together. And then next to that is another bar chart, showing the production and the money. And it's the other way around. So Tesla's down the bottom, tiny little bar chart on their own, and the money in the cars produced by the other ones dwarf Tesla's. So the valuation is nuts, But apparently his fortune went up by 36 billion on Monday alone. And I saw someone do a gag about that. I'm sure Danny Wallace copied it. Because someone said, Saturday Night Live writer said, Elon Musk earned 36 billion on Monday. Most people don't earn that in a month.
And I think Danny Wallace did it first.
Did he?
Him.
And then Danny Wallace said, most people don't earn that in a year. And then someone below him said, didn't get the gag at all, Said, what are you talking about? No one earns that in their lifetime, do they? And you said, it's actually a joke.
Yeah.
It's like there's a woman that I looked into her, and she does like tarot reading and all that stuff. I thought, okay, she probably hasn't got a sense of humour, has she? But do you think like Jeff Bezos looked at that, right, and saw that Elon Musk is now richer than him, and got a few pangs of like,
jealousy?
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are just driven by ego, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are highly competitive, highly driven people. You're right. And if you think like, so even if you are, surely there's someone richer than Elon Musk, isn't it? I bet Kim Jong Un or something like that. So,
Queen.
Yeah, the Queen. The Queen's not. Do you mean Queen the band?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it's Elon Musk. But if you look at it, right, Elon Musk separated. Jeff Bezos, divorced.
Is he?
Bill
I
Gates.
thought he was with what's-her-face?
Who?
Grimes.
They've separated, didn't they?
They just
No,
had a
they
baby.
broke up, yeah.
They broke up, yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Bill Gates, divorced.
So what are you saying, Justin? You've got to get divorced to get rich?
I'm saying, yeah, we should do that. No, but I'm saying, it's these guys, it's like, if money, people think money is happiness, but you realise that there's some stressful times in those marriages and breakups, isn't there? So they're not all happy, are they? Not having money is all about, it's not all about that, is it? And by the way, do you see...
You've got one partner who's an absolute egomaniac who's trying to fly into space all the time. That's probably quite dull.
Yeah. Did you see that woman on ITV this morning or something? She's on the, what do they call it, the morning show. And she said, she's a climate change protester. And she said, you got guys flying to the moon in spaceships shaped like a dick. And this was just brushed over it, and it was shaped like a dick, wasn't it? Very phallic. And they sort of brushed over that. And Richard Madeley was there. Right, is that the best you can do? Is it okay? Moved on. But she's true though. Why? I don't understand why they're doing that. Do you? In this climate situation,
we did this like 50 years ago, and it was fine, but it's been done. There's literally no point in doing it.
Yeah. By the way, do you see Elon Musk? One of his latest tweets. He said, "This is his humour here. I'm thinking of starting a new university called Texas Institute of Technology and Science."
Ah, tits.
Yeah. He said, "I think we'll have epic merch. University admired." He's the richest guy in the world, and he's like doing that kind of stuff on Twitter.
But he's just a nerdy, geeky, yeah.
Yeah, the amount of likes that gets on Twitter is phenomenal. He's like, "Oh, he's just amazing." Talking about geeks. Hey, talking about geeks. What do you think of Facebook's? What's it called?
Metaverse.
What do you think of that?
Pathetic.
It is. What a load of nonsense. He was there. Yeah. Guys, we've created Meta. And I thought, first of all, he's misrepresenting what it's all about, because you've got to put a box on your head. In the advert, he hasn't got a box on his head, is he? And to go into that universe, you have to have some kind of virtual reality thing on your head. And his best example was him playing cards with his mates.
Yeah.
And I thought, are you kidding? There's a lot of kit needed just to play cards. Yeah, why don't you just play cards in real life, Mark?
Why don't you just play cards?
Yeah, with your mates. One was a robot and other stuff, and I thought, there's no use to that. Why would you do that? I don't see any. I mean, I see it in industry, VR stuff, and of course, and even like in games, escape rooms. There's a point to it. If you're just going to hang out. If you're just going to hang out and play cards, what's the point? I don't understand the point of that. Well, do you know what I think it is? Right? He is very nerdy. He lacks personality, isn't he? I think he's part robot, part alien. He wants to go into that world so he can control the tech that controls you. That's all it's about. It's about control, isn't it? Because I think, Mark, if you go in the metaverse and live in the metaverse, doesn't mean you can't be sued for stealing people's data. Because I think that's what he's... I do think it's going to take off. And I liken it to like Melody VR years ago when people said, concerts, VR concerts. You can't make a concert. You put a box on your head in your living room or, sit in your own. That's missing the whole point of concerts. Surely concerts about going there with people, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a very few areas where it's useful and might work. Gaming, I think we've discussed in the past. It would be quite nice to be in the sort of an immersive world in that environment. There's probably some sort of medical and industrial uses. Yeah. Porn, I would imagine, would be quite successful at some stage.
You would imagine that, Pad, would you?
Would you imagine that?
Or have you had actual, practical examples of that?
I can't really see. People just don't want to look like idiots in general, and those things make you look like an idiot. And I can't see it taking off.
Well, he's super nerd, isn't he? He's a super nerd, so he doesn't see that.
But this is something you design. If you don't have friends and you don't go to a pub and you don't go out, this is the sort of thing you imagine other people might enjoy. But
it's a product of lockdown.
Yeah. But the thing is,
That's
we do
absurd,
this every weekend, right? Will there be a time in the future that we'll put boxes on our heads and talk to each other like this and do this podcast, in the metaverse?
Paddy had a box on his head last week. We can hear him.
Yeah, that was nowhere near virtual reality.
I was in the metaverse. I was just a week ahead of everyone else.
Right.
To be honest with you, we don't even want to do a voice call on when we're doing this, let alone
we don't even do
in
video.
virtuality.
But Zoom socials died a death very quickly, didn't they? Like we got to the point where like, no, that's enough of that. Don't want to do that anymore.
We do. I mean, we don't want to see each other. Let's be honest. Let alone cartoon versions of ourselves, where I can be a monkey and you can be a robot. What's the point of that, Mark? Grow up, fellas. Not gonna happen. You've been messing around with the Oculus for years. It's very good applications for it. Just hanging out playing cards with your mates. We're having a good time. Yeah, good. Wow. I'm going into the metaverse, man. And he's only doing it because Facebook's getting flack and it's for stealing people's data. You can't hide in the metaverse, Mark. Court is real. Suing is real. Come back into real life.
I could see it. There would, like Paddy was saying, there'd be a take up in certain areas, and the technology could be useful in certain places. But yeah, not to the scale that old Zuckerberg is thinking. I think probably, but who knows?
Yeah.
You need these visionaries to lead things, make fools of themselves sometimes, but to lead things perhaps. But
there is. I mean, it's fair play. There has been applications for it for a long time. There's like I said, concerts, because concerts is about a social environment where you join lots of people and the atmosphere's there. It's not in your living room with a box on your head. That's not going to happen,
Unless like you're on an oil rig or something. Like if you're somewhere where you're cut off from all of those things, like maybe if you live in Australia and you never get to see a concert ever, like it might be interesting to do that. But for anyone who lives in Europe, it's not going to be. You'd rather go to the concert.
Have you got enough people who live back in Australia to support your business model? I don't know if you have.
Absolutely not.
I think they do concerts in Australia.
Do they? Oh, there we are.
no.
Did you mention if they didn't? That's a fact we never knew. No, do you realise concerts are illegal in Australia? I didn't realise that. No, yeah. So Paddy just on WhatsApp, right, said, boys, my friend, who's an Ethereum miner, will build us a mining rig for 100k. It'll pay for itself in a year, then it's pure profit. That's saying that is a classic. I love that. I love the way Paddy's for that. It'll pay for itself in a year, then it's pure profit. Boys, who's in? That made me laugh. I said, that making it sounds like a con to me. I said, it'll be out of date within 6 months. Can you write off your solar power, Pad? He said, yes. That's what he does for a living. He's building them all over for people, as well as running a few at home. So if he's running a few at home, why does he need to build them for people, Pat? I don't understand.
Because they're going to pay him to do it.
I suppose, but surely, is he making money on his mining rig? Why didn't you just build a bigger mining rig? But isn't there a case where you have to get to industrial size, levels of to make a profit?
So that's where he's going. He's building the next one. He's building is a. Is this
actually genuine, Pad, that he's doing this? Mm-hmm. Wow. I thought it was genuine joke all the way through there, but there we go.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed in Paddy's message. It didn't end with "Here's my bank details, just transfer."
Yeah. No, here's my friend's bank details. He's based in Eastern Europe. He's based in Nigeria. He'll do it for you. But no, but people are doing this, Steve. I mean, I don't know how, because Bitcoin, you need a big rig like Argo blockchain. You need to be seriously industrial scale, huge units to do this, and churning out. But the electricity they're using is phenomenal. But does this signify, when people start doing this, Pad, does this signify the top of the market for crypto, or a non-fungible token? Did you see that this week? A digital artwork called CryptoPunk was sold for apparently 11.8 million on Thursday at the auction house in Sotheby's said. But have you seen it? Just a pixelated sort of cartoon face. 11.8 million. And there's a Squid Game cryptocurrency up nearly 2,400% in the last 24 hours. Shiba Inu, which is basically another dog coin, dog-based meme coin. It surpassed Dogecoin. It's done 700% this in October. This is nuts, isn't it? This is absolutely. It's like
it is. Yeah. To be fair, my friend's been doing this for like a long, long time, and so this is he knows about it. But it's crazy. It still doesn't make any sense to me. Like I still can't can't get excited about it, even though everyone keeps on telling me that it's probably worthwhile to have some of it. But
well, I should what I should have done sensibly when I started banging on about Bitcoin back when it was like £8,000 on like the apps there. You can set up a monthly direct debit, and pay like £100 a month into it or something like that. I should have just done that. And that's probably if it crashes now, Bitcoin's probably worth doing that. So I think there's.
Do you reckon it's where is it at the moment?
61 $28,000.
So you reckon it's going to double in the next?
I'm looking at the chart. I've never seen the chart on it. I mean, even when on typical charts, right? You look technically. It's not going to be good on the podcast, this, but technically, you look on the chart and you see the RSI coming down, and you can have price divergence for a little bit. That means as the RSI comes down, the price can still go up a little bit, but then the rallies are less strong. Bitcoin had this. It went from literally 11,000. No, in fact, it was at in January. It was at 28,000. The RSI started coming down, making higher lows, but it went from 28,000 up to 63,000, and then finally it capitulated and it did roll over and started coming. That's when the RSI got down to 40. Now it does that. The strength is so strong and momentum so strong on it. It's phenomenal, and I think we'll have a little pullback here, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But there's a lack of supply. There's some real sort of, like I said, hodlers out there. I think I can see probably coming back down with 10-20%. But looking at the previous rally, it could go to over 100 grand. Yeah, but if you look at that, it's good. That's a double, pretty much from here. Now, I prefer to put my money in stocks that I know have fundamentals behind them that I think will double even more than that. I mean, I've just worked up some models on a company's I own there, and I said, 5-6 times to 10 times most of the companies I own in the next 5 years. Up to the next 5 years. Now, I prefer to trust that because I know it's off cash flow and profits and all that stuff, rather than a computer code. This,
yeah. But like you look at Escape Hunt, what's it like 30p at the moment? Like it got to 50p and then crashed a bit. But like it's not out of the question that it will get back up to 50p relatively soon.
If you see it, actually, in fact, I did post actually. Look at the chart of Escape. I really like it. It's been what's called a descending triangle since April. Right, it's been coming down and basically it's rallied, but it hasn't. You can draw a line from the top. Let me just go this. You can draw a line from the top where it peaked in April 28th at 49. I hit 50 pence, didn't I? I won the bet there. But then it's come down, and it's a series of lower lows and lower highs. And yet, but it keeps, the lowest it's gone is about 28 pence. So it's got a straight line at the bottom and a descending line at the top there. And it hasn't broken above that descending line until 2 days ago. It's had 3 higher highs. It's now broken up above all the moving averages. And so this is quite bullish now. The RSI is up to
I reckon they've got some, I've got a feeling in my waters about some news.
Well,
they've got to be announcing some sites soon, haven't they?
Well, who knows? Hopefully, that's in the plan, isn't it? It's in the plan, It's more deal.
But no, soon though. Like, because when did they last announce the last sites? Was it about May-ish?
Yeah, I don't know. What I'm saying is, no. But if you look at the fundamentals of Escape Hunt, right? And I'll just bring it up on its own. Let me just bring it down here. So by 2025, if they're going by targets, they'll be doing creating 15 million of cash. Revenue will be about 35 million, right? So, and it's not, and all they have to do is open these sites. That's all they have to do. There's demand there. There's growth there. That's all they have to do is stick to the plan, And so that means on an EBITDA of 10, 15, you're talking between 5 and 7 times your money. Now I'm happy to say that because I understand how it works. I don't understand how crypto works. I really don't. Yeah. I don't understand the valuations there. I think they're absolutely bonkers. Like that coin, Shibu coin, whatever it's called. If you look at the coin market cap now, there was one called Elonomics. Elonomics is called. It's up 8,500% in 24 hours.
Wow.
So weirdly, I would feel more comfortable in buying a mining rig off my mate and setting it running.
Yeah, probably.
Having that as an investment than actually buying the coins myself.
Yes, I would.
Paddy's not letting go of this.
That feels like a more solid, sensible reply because it's, it's not guaranteed, but it will do its thing. It will run its maths and whatever, and you'll get some coins at the end of it. That's how it works. Listen,
let's get into it then. Let's get into it. But I think we should do it when the crypto crashes, because I think then you'll probably be less busy. We may get a more competitive, do you think, deal?
I like Steve's idea on that message about building the mine. He's like, let's do it in Wales. Absolutely.
They're experienced in doing things in Wales. So
a mining heritage there. Yeah, good point, Steve.
So what do you mine, Bad? You mine Ethereum?
Yeah.
But it's proof of stake there, isn't it? Not proof of work. Different thing, isn't it? So
no idea. Absolutely no idea. But I know from what he tells me, it's the one that lots of other things are built on, and it's probably got more longevity than.
Yeah. So proof of work, right, is what burns up all the electricity, because it's about mining. And the more machines you got, the better you get solving these algorithmic problems, and you get awarded a Bitcoin for doing it. But that burns up a lot of it. So now they're doing proof of stake. So basically, if you mine and hold, and rather than use less electricity, apparently, that's better for the economy there. But energy basically. But yeah, no, I wouldn't mind doing that. We should all club together, buy a mining rig, and see how it goes. But again, if you look at Argo blockchain, I mean, they're doing mainly Bitcoin. They have to keep updating and adding thousands of machines all the time because as the price goes high on Bitcoin, it gets harder to mine it, So,
but also the big power issue is trying to keep these things cold because they run better when they're cold. So,
Wales is perfect.
Doing it in cold places would be really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna locate, but have you seen that now? It's dropped off in China. China's illegal to mine that now. America is the main place, followed by Kazakhstan and Russia. Those are top 3 mining areas. So I think, yeah, can he send us like a business plan how it works? And then we'll have a look at it.
Yeah, I have asked him for that, so he's gonna work that out.
I have no idea of that, but yeah, okay. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I'm prepared to risk a lot more money in real companies doing real stuff than some crypto because I have no idea what the heck that's going on there. But there we are. Steve, are you happy? Did you read the EUZ RNS this week?
No, I just kind of listened to what Pete said on our WhatsApp group, which was, it's not done well, is it?
Have they found some diamonds?
No, they found some more shares.
Yeah.
And they found them.
For shares.
The trouble is, they found them at a 42% discount to the market value, and they issued them. So they're producing more shares. They're not producing anything out of the ground yet. So
who's buying this?
Do you know what? It's nuts.
Well, that's the thing. Who would buy it even at that discount? Who's there going?
How many placings have they had now? That's 30th.
Yeah, brokers, of course, come in different quality sizes, and some of the brokers they'd use, of course, would have private investors just buying it and flipping it straight away. And you will see. By the way, it's a good thing if you see someone. Just do the search for the ticker, and then any rubbish resource company that's at a massive discount. If you see anyone pumping that stock, they're probably in the placing. Because no one in the right mind would be pumping a dog like that unless you want to get. I mean, it did rally a little bit. It didn't go down to that level, so you can assume the people they probably won't tell you that they're in the placing, but on Twitter. But you can assume the people. In fact, where did it go to?
It's dropped down to that level now.
Yeah. So they'll try and get basically, they'll try and get it as fast as possible, get 10-20%, and that's it.
But that's all it's going to achieve. Surely they know that people are just going to take a quick profit out of it, and then it's pointless doing the fund in the first place.
Yeah, I've no idea whether. I mean, like I said, it's about 3% of resource companies, explorers at that, actually get to actually producing anything that can sell.
It's going to go bust, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I literally cannot sell, and I've literally gone down to such a small amount, and I still cannot sell it.
I know.
It's just money just sat there. I can't sell even the small amount I have in it, so it's annoying.
I've been there, Steve.
Yeah, it's so annoying though, isn't it? It's like when you look at companies like that, it's like it's so annoying. I mean, yeah, traders. What's annoying is this: how disingenuous people are on Twitter ramping it. You're trading it. They're pretending. They'll talk about the asset and pretend it's a good thing, and you realise after years of failures, they're not going to do anything with it. It's obviously not viable in some way, but yet, I think directors will be in there earning their wage, getting what they can. It's a lifestyle.
I guess there's probably new people every year discovering it and maybe not looking into the past history. And on paper, it looks maybe right, doesn't it?
Their market cap is 2.5 million now. Wow.
Is that with the new shares though? It's pretty
no. Okay. It might be. No,
yeah, I've written off that one there. I'm just waiting for it to disappear in my Harry and Larry account. One day it'll go.
Yeah. Are you still having problems with Harry and Larry, Pat?
I haven't tried to sell anything for a while, so as long as you don't try and sell anything, you're fine.
Yeah.
That's all part of their plan.
By the way, Pat, a little of politics here. Do you see the budget?
Not really.
Okay. Well, the good news is 50% business rates discount for business in the retail, hospitality and leisure sectors.
What I did see was a reduction in the price of champagne, which I thought was just trolling, wasn't it, basically? There
was odd things in there. Like I said, that even when he was in there, they're going to knock drop the corporate or the tax on flights in the UK. He said bringing people together and all that stuff. I said, who gets together in the UK, family-wise, via flights? No one, is it?
Yeah, not many. It's really a business thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's exactly. And then he dropped the bank levy charge from like 8% to 3%. So for banks, he says the only people who do flights like that are businessmen, aren't they? And businesses got this. So what you see why people get annoyed by it, but people did say it was like a bit of a Labour budget because there was higher taxes, higher spending, which is what Labour's always done. But he did say he's going to bring tax down. But do you realise that at the moment? They can't really. People are worried about the interest rates, inflation going up, and interest rates going up. But if every percent the Bank of England puts the interest rate up, it will cost them an extra 22.5 billion in interest payments. That's nuts, isn't it? 1% it costs them 22.5 billion just in interest payments alone. Not even looking at the capital, So, the central banks are between a rock and a hard place, and the way to get out of this is inflation will help. Erode debt, asset prices go up and so that. So they prefer to run at inflation high rather than just ratchet up the interest rates because it'll cost them money as well. So anyway, that's good for escape fund there, 50% off business rates. So you see Gfinity, right? The results are out. They announced that the results are out a little bit later, apparently because they're very busy and lots of working on. But one thing I'd like to see is a couple of good news items beforehand, but I think we're going to see some good results on them, first time ever. I don't know if you noticed, I've been going through all the Gfinity websites, right? And they've all got now, what do you call this, is it a wrap around the website when a company sponsors around the content, on the sides?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them, every week, have had different wraps on. Campaign across all, same campaign, but every week now, there's different ones across GfinitySports.com, Real Sport 101, Stealth Optional, Racing Games, Epic Streams, and MG Rocks. And last week, it was like the Amazon thing with a video there, the Amazon Games. Another one is another game. It's all gaming-related stuff, so it's very, targeted. But even Siege, which they picked up, which is a highly engaged site, has recently got ads on it now at the bottom. So they're starting to engage that. But did you see that one yesterday announced by Trufin? It was amazing, I thought. This is about collectibles. So Pokemon now, they sold 3.7 billion cards last year. Stock Informer is now tracking Pokemon collectibles. The site began tracking the Pokemon 25-year celebration collections this week and is already ranked third on Google for the search term. So Stock Informer is ranked third for Pokemon trading cards. And I think they've got to get ads on that side, haven't they? I mean, it does generate revenue anyway, but they've got to get ads on that side. That's amazing, isn't it? Collectibles.
How much do banner ads bring in, Pete?
How much do banner ads bring in? That's a very hard question.
Lots of variables,
isn't it? It's a really old school way of advertising, isn't it? Like,
it is.
This is one of those things that people see but doesn't actually bring in anything, does it?
No, but they're not banner ads, but they're on Gfinity sites, there are wraps with video explainers and all that stuff. So there's video ads and all video stuff in it. I mean, it was a banner ad on the bottom of Siege, but I think they're incorporating...
And most people have got ad blockers now, haven't they? So you wouldn't see that.
Yeah, no, but these are paid for by the company. They're sponsorships, aren't they? They're not ad banners. They don't work on clicks, so you get a payment up front, don't you, from the companies, because they're sponsored your site, pretty much.
Yeah, those ones are, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're also running sort of video ads, aren't they, on some of those sites?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah. They're video ads. They're chock-a-block with video ads, which is very scalable, isn't it? I'd see... I think that's working. I think it's working there, isn't it?
Very hard to say, but okay, maybe. There you go.
Well, no, but the thing is, do you know what? Sometimes you can do too much research, can't you? Go around. Yeah, thanks for the knowledge there.
Insight. I'd be interested to see if it does, but there we go.
Well, no, but all you have to do, you can do as much research as you want, can't you? But essentially, all you need to do is the research on the results. Now, I did say, what did I say a while back? But I said you can do lots of research, and in fact, I said the more research I do, the luckier I get. Because it's true. If you just don't, not only RNSs, but look at everything and do deep research. I said a poor investor doesn't read a company's results. No offense, Steve. An average investor reads a company's results and sees what they've done. A good investor reads company results and see what they're going to do. And by that, they do a lot more deep research.
I think you can make that snappier.
Go on then. No, but there's three versions, isn't it? Because it is. You can just read results, because that's what a lot of blogs do or analysts do. They look at a company they don't know about. They look at the final results. That's all they look at, and they look at the results, and that's it. That's going back that's 6 months old. So a new company can change a lot in that 6 months. And in fact, if you kept up the company's trading updates and you looked at all the interviews and looked at some of their sites or whatever they're doing, their product and all that stuff, and look at the general market, look at their social channels, all that kind of stuff, do some deep research, you can actually see what the company are doing now or going to do, rather than, just, look at the figures 6 months. But, deep research like that helps a lot, doesn't it? It's like, I see people, valuing companies, like Gfinity, for example, on last year, revenue burn was, revenue's gone down, and they've lost money. So, well, yeah, but revenue has gone. That was part of the plan, because they were burning ton-loads of cash for last management. But now is the first year the revenue will have increased and margins got better, and they're heading towards profitability. So it's a bigger picture, isn't it? They're just looking at the results and say, compared to last year, it's not done as well. But this year they will have done better. Comparisons will be better. Anyway, any thoughts, boys, on any companies you've had this week? Any fun stocks?
No, nothing really. Nothing sort of leapt out.
Did Trufin
really
have
happened.
a bit of a jump towards the end of the week?
Yes.
What was that based on?
Well, I don't know, because Trufin. Of course, where is it now? Where are we? Do you know? By the way, we got Halloween decorations in the house, right? As soon as they come down, Christmas decorations are going up.
Oh God!
Right.
I said, Megan, you can't put Christmas. We are not even November yet.
No.
So I love Christmas though. I want to make it last longer. It's the 1st of
I'm
November.
with Megan. I'm with Megan on that.
No, I think that's mental. Wow.
Yeah, well, it is nuts. So I'm saying, no, at least leave it until the 25th of November or the 24th even, a month before Christmas Eve. No, it's too late then. It's only a month. So
15th is a good call.
15th of December.
Yeah, that's fine.
November.
But Steve, we got kids now. So when do you put yours up?
They're up.
Christmas Eve.
They're not up here.
Mid-November now. Yeah, about that.
Steve, see? He's young at heart, Steve, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
I just think if you put them up on the 1st of December, like before you know it, you're taking them down, you're like, well, it was a faff for all 1 month, wasn't it? Whereas month and a half.
I just never, my tree's still decorated up in the loft. I just bring it down. It's ready to go.
You just chuck it down the stairs and then just place it somewhere. Yeah,
I just don't undecorate it. Just leave it.
Paddy, just open the hatch, chuck it down the hatch. It'll fall down the stairs somewhere, and you just put it upright, and that's it. Done. Yeah. There we are. If it's sitting on its side,
just get baubles everywhere doing that.
Yeah. So the reason why I said that at Christmas is because Trufin, 10th of December is the date, isn't it, for the announcement with Lloyd's, and Lloyd's had the news out today this week, didn't they? And they said they are looking. Someone asked on the call about acquisitions, apparently. So we're not going to do big acquisitions, but we'll look at acquisitions, yes. Now, you have to understand, a big acquisition to Lloyd's would be huge. It's like, because they are a £35 billion company. They made
like a bank or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they'd be like, they made $5 billion in profit in the last 9 months. So, a big acquisition for them is massive. Now, small could be hundreds of millions, So, I said, Paul Hill, who's, owns Lloyd's, he's an equity analyst, thinks, Stark will be bought by Lloyd's. But, you can't just buy it. Obviously, Trufin will have to agree a price, and it's going to be very competitive. Return money to shareholders. And is it likely to happen? And like Steve, you compared Pete, you compared it to a binary event, and then you said it's not actually, but like the Polarean thing, but it's not because they're both working together. And if you look on the site of Lloyd's, it's pretty different format, but exact same product for invoice lending is done. So multi-invoice lending, single invoice lending, all the software compatible with their lending. It's exactly the same. It's in exactly the same order. I did a video on this. It's odd. In-cloud sort of accounting packages that are compatible with Lloyd's software. It's exactly the same as Trufin. They're not in alphabetical order. It's in the same order as well. So it's like, that's a coincidence. And then the non-cloud ones, hundreds of them, are in alphabetical order. It's exactly the same on Trufin's site. So it's almost like a copy and paste deal, So they're using their software. That's it.
So sell everything on the 9th, yeah?
You've got to think of the business, haven't you? No doubt you joined the webinar.
Can't be in that
Wednesday.
situation again. I can't. That was a bleak day.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be Polarean, is it? Polarean. Listen, the FDA are overworked like hell. Jeff literally stressed up. You haven't got time for coffee and a donut, right? And any queries, he'll just knock it back. I'll come over, speak to you again in 6 months. We have time. That's what's happening, man. No. It's a couple of things. You've got sorry, but even to get a meeting with them, it takes 30 days. Just a quick chat. So they have no invested benefit in Polarean whatsoever. Whereas Lloyd's are in a commercial contract with Stargo. it's different, completely different, isn't it? You know? As far as the FDA is concerned, they want to knock back as many companies as possible because that's work for them. So if it's any small little details, I don't think it was odd.
Surely it's more work knocking them back. So then they got to redo it again in 6 to 12 months' time if they just agree them all.
I don't know if you heard that apparently a lot of manufacturing issues are being brought up by the FDA, and they're saying anything that has spends dwell time in hospitals, they're knocking back. Because there's too much. Hospitals have huge waiting lists at the moment, so things that are getting passed are medication that'll stop you going to hospital, all that kind of stuff. Because they're trying to bring the list down. They don't encourage more tech at the moment to get more people in hospital. So they're prioritising sort of any kind of out of hospital medication or care, that kind of stuff. Bring it. So
that's a bonkers way to look at it, because you say when they go to hospital, we don't mind if they die. But
but we don't want you in a bed. If you're going to die, do it quickly. Yeah. How long have you been here for? Okay, he's okay. Looks like he's going to die. He'll be out now in 24 hours.
Yeah. Let's not bring in the machine that'll save you.
Let's not analyse the guy.
Off so they just die.
No, let's not analyse the guy. Let's just let him go. Yeah. We have time for that. For care. What do you think we are? So
a hospital.
Yeah. The waiting lists are massive, isn't it? Is it for the NHS? 5 million people are waiting. Where is that? I haven't seen that queue, but it's going to be a big queue, isn't it?
Here's a question for you boys. Actually,
Go on, Steve.
Come on. So we were all talking. Is it now at a point where it's worth, especially after the pandemic, paying for private healthcare?
Oh. Steve got up in the world.
Because it is if you get ill now, on something which is not like an emergency treatment, you're pretty much screwed, aren't you? So, is it worth paying? I don't really sure how much private medical.
You also pay for that as well. You're screwed. Listen, I would say, right, probably now, Steve, you're going to take out long-term sort of private healthcare. I'm assuming it gets more expensive the older you are, does it, or not?
Yes.
Is it like insurance?
I guess so. I don't know that for sure, but yeah.
Maybe, and also, there's a certain thing is if you can afford it, maybe do it, because it'll take a load off the NHS. You don't have to use the NHS services. You get seen quicker. So maybe, I don't know.
They really take the mickey. I was with Bupa. It was like 80 quid a month, and then over the course of 2 years, they basically stacked it up to like £140 a month, and I hadn't claimed anything. Yeah, it was insane. And
is it like insurance though, where you say, "Oh, I'm going to change to someone else," and they say, "Oh, we'll bring it down then." They charge their loyal customers.
But health insurance is something which ideally you have for a long time. Just don't take the mickey. And obviously it's going to go up a little bit, but if I haven't claimed anything for 10 years, come on, guys.
So when you say it was £140 a month, was that through tax benefits for your work though, or?
No, that was straight out my bank account.
Wow.
Why did you go for that, Pad? Why did you go for private healthcare?
I don't know. We just always had it when I was younger, and I thought it was a thing you do. So I've got rid of it. So I don't have it at all.
To be fair, I had it all through that because Capital. If you worked for Capital London, you had a really good deal where I can't remember, but it was a massive tax benefit. So I had it for a couple of years and used it a few times. Actually, I had my teeth taken out.
Yeah, it's nice to have if you've got it.
Teeth taken out.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Steve, why did you do that? I've always wanted my teeth taken out.
It was a fantastic experience, can I just say?
I went to the NHS. I didn't want to burden it with the NHS, but I said, "Do you know what? I've always wanted my teeth taken out because I'm chairman of the Gumler Society and I feel a bit disingenuous, So can you just whack them all out? So how many teeth do you have out, Steve?
4.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The front ones.
4 teeth taken out, and I think they actually showed me the bill at the end, and the medication, the medicine bill just at the end was something like 500 quid. So I was like, whoa, it was like three grand or something.
Do you know what Steve said? He said,
exactly.
We can't understand what you're saying. Sorry.
That's about I got private medical coverage.
I'm from private. Okay. Yeah. It's there we are. So I don't know. I don't know how much it is. How much it costs. I have no idea. But I suppose is that what it is now though?
Well, that's what it was for me as a fit and healthy. I'm quite a bit younger than you, so you probably be more.
Any TV recommendations? You know what? I watched Squid Games literally for 5-10 minutes. Got on my nerves.
Right, carry on watching it.
I don't know what. It's one of those things that I know I should watch it. Just what Netflix's biggest hit, and everyone's talking about it, and then.
Did it even get to a game?
No.
Yeah, the first episode's really dry. Like I would understand people switching off the first episode, and it feels very foreign. Because did you watch it with the dubbing or the subtitles?
It was dubbed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, subtitles.
Watch it with the subtitles. It's a lot more enjoyable. The dubbing is terrible.
I can't on a treadmill. I can't run and watch that. It's hard to read. I find it really hard to read on a treadmill. You know, like reading a book. That's why I watch telly. No, but yeah. Oh, is it worth watching then or not? Have you watched it, Pete?
No.
I think it's all right. Yeah, it's quite enjoyable. There's some dull bits during it, and the dubbing really doesn't help because it's all that sort of weird laughing when they're trying to fill time. Yeah,
and the sound is very odd. You obviously hear people. They're in a studio with good sound, and it doesn't reflect the acoustics of the room they're in. It's very odd. People, there's adverts. Remember those adverts for Kinder Egg? I think it was Kinder Egg. It's got a toy inside. And he said, well, that wasn't the voice of the lady. What's it talking about? But,
it was a man talking.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where I say, I'm not going to watch it. I can't. Should I look at it and see what the fuss is about? But I said to Fred, I'm just checking out the age limit on Squid Games, see if you can watch it. He said, I've watched half of it. Oh, okay. Is it violent?
It's very violent. Yeah.
Is it? He said he got bored of the halfway through as well. So anyway, any recommendations, boys? TV.
I've been catching up with Succession, which is brilliant.
Yes.
I know you guys are.
I love it.
Well ahead of me on that.
Yeah, I love Succession. We just watched.
What channel is it on, Steve?
Sky Atlantic.
Oh, I haven't got that.
Logan Roy. The acting
Can you download
brilliant.
it and send it to me?
Yeah.
You can buy it on obviously season 1 and season 2 on YouTube or Apple or any of those platforms.
How much does it cost to buy a series?
Pad,
like
but
like a tenner.
Yeah, Paddy, it is top quality. The script is excellent. The acting's excellent. And the cinematography is brilliant, isn't it? Some of the places they are, but it's just really quirky. But also has a broad appeal. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, Brian Cox there, not the professor, but he's an amazing actor, and in fact they all are. Roman Roy, all the Roys, and they're excellent. Just the characters.
It's raining so hard here. Is it raining where you are?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sun's out in Wales. I'm not even kidding.
It's so dark. It's like night time.
Yeah. Succession. Anything else, boys? Anything else worth looking at?
Well, Wales are playing New Zealand today.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to?
How many? Where have you got this team from? They're all like 12-year-olds, are they?
Yeah, Wales generally. They're from.
But none of them, they're not good players, are they?
We'll find out today.
I think to a certain level, if you get to a national side, Pad, you got to play before, a couple of times.
Yeah.
You got a bit of experience.
It looked to me like it'd been scraped together.
Are you coming, Pad? We're going to watch. We're going to watch Pete and Nick there in Cardiff. We're going to watch Wales versus Australia in November.
It's the first I've heard about it. So
it was on WhatsApp group. You didn't respond. It was in the general WhatsApp group. Yeah, it's not expensive either. Is it 45 quid a ticket? It was. What is it? 6? What is it? No, what is that?
No, 20th. 20th of November. Wales, Australia, in Cardiff.
Yes.
Could be an interesting one.
I'll have a look.
All right.
Come on down, Pat.
Going to the stadium, or are you just going to watch it in?
No, we're going to the stadium.
Yes, the stadium. Yes.
You got tickets?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to the stadium. We're watching Pete's sister's house, and we're paying 45 quid for the pleasure. She's charged us.
That's what she does for a living.
She'll bring us breakfast sandwiches.
Good spread on.
Yeah, breakfast sandwiches half time. That's it.
Easy.
Yeah. Breakfast sandwich, anyone? Yeah. Do you want some sauce? Yeah. Should look into that. And have you watched any? What do you do of a week, Pete? Do you watch any telly or anything?
No, not really. No. Do I? A little bit, yeah.
But Megan said to me,
I'll tell you what's really good at the moment. There's a new woodworking program on Channel 4.
Oh,
excellent.
Okay. That's the end of the podcast right there.
And then you woodworking.
It's like MasterChef, but it's with wood.
already, that switched me off. It's like I do have no at all any of those programs. I just switch them off. Yeah, do you know what? It's like it's like that Master Baker thing, isn't it? Master Baker. What's it called? Yeah, it's like that Channel 4 on the 10th.
It's not as good as the pottery. The pottery Waite is the best one.
Yeah,
Bake Off. I hate those things. I really don't see the point of them. I don't care. Okay. I don't like baking. I don't really care for celebrities baking. I don't care.
think it's for you, Justin. I'm not sure it's made for you.
Who's it for then?
I don't know.
I was forced
people that do like baking.
Women and gay men.
Right. Well,
I'm neither. It's just not. I don't know. I prefer Succession, to be honest.
Okay. So, Paddy, where's the woodwork program on?
What's today? Saturday. So it must be Thursday night. It's Channel 4.
Right.
Like it's they've I don't know.
Is it Mel Gidroy? Is she doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw an advert for that. Yeah, they just talking about, isn't every dowel joint is created there? Who cares? What the heck is going on?
For me, this program, like they've got it wrong slightly in that, like the challenges are too tough and no one's actually succeeding with what they wanted to make. They were just churning out rubbish. But I think as the series goes on, they'll weed out the rubbish ones, and you'll actually end up with some decent woodwork.
Yeah. Well, I think as the series goes on, it'll probably end and not be recommissioned, hopefully, because you're not seriously watching that, Paddy. Pete, do you watch any TV at all on anything?
No.
Okay, good.
That's
Good
it, just
recommendation.
woodwork.
What do you do then? What do you do of an evening?
I look at the TV, but don't turn it on.
I'm very energy conscious. Yeah.
I'm carbon net zero. Exactly.
Yeah. Pete, what do you actually do? I'm intrigued by you boys, single boys. If I'm making something, are you glad you got a family? It's hassle, but at least it takes up my time. I understand what Paddy, Pete, and Steve do really of an evening. What do you do, lads, of an evening now on your own in your houses?
Just stare out the window.
Peace and quiet.
There's only so much of that, isn't it? You can take people. That'll drive you insane after a while. Surely.
Kids would drive me insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
they do. Actually.
Well, I sort of work a lot, and then when I finish work, it's fine. I do watch TV. So nothing too exciting. There you go. But it's fine. I do some exercise. There you go.
Come on, do some exercise. Watch a bit of TV. All right.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure I'm that different to a lot of people, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve makes some rice, and he makes a calzone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the next we should do. When we go to Cardiff, and Steve should make us a nice bit of food. If he's his culinary skills go along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The great thing with the calzone, you can probably make them in advance and then just warm them up.
Thanks, Fred, for that advice. There we are.
No, they'll go soggy.
Boys, I think for the first time ever, I'm saying, can we bring this podcast to an end?
Yeah, good. Okay, that's
Bang
enough.
on an hour, perfect.
Too much soggy calzones. Right.
Yeah, that's what Steve does of an evening. There you go.
Yeah. I dread to think what he gets up to with his calzone of an evening.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.